God with the Real Sisters. And while some things are new, there is one thing that will never change. You're loved, chosen, beautiful, and enough. Welcome to Real Talk Today. Hey, y'all.
What's going on?
Hello.
But I thought you were frozen. I was like, is she not saying anything? Hey, you guys. Right. She was like,
I was trying to get my greeting together and I just kind of, I don't know.
okay. I was like, technical difficulty. But hello, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are y'all?
Hello, y'all.
Oh, you sound like Pretty Ricky.
I
Baby,
was say, give it
grind
up
on
for pleasure,
me.
please.
Relax your mind and take your time
Come
on
with
me.
me.
Ah!
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
That Blue Stars album.
I knew you was going to say that. It's like
Like
you can't
every
mention Pretty Ricky
time.
without bringing the Blue Star
The Blue
album.
Stars album.
You gotta say it.
The
That
Blue
Blue
Stars
Stars
album.
album. That Blue Stars that was like my rite of passage. It was like, nah, I'm not a child. Like, yes, like, oh, I remember like listening to that, like headed road trips for school and had your little CD player, your
That
headphones on.
not a CD player.
Yeah, it was
We
a
had
CD
like
player.
CD players when I was coming up.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's weird. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
you said CD player. I'm looking like no. We had like iPods and
Oh no, it was like a whole thing.
MP3
It was like
players.
No,
and
what
you
was
was excited when you got it. Like it was shaped like or
we were doing like mix CDs, $5 mix CDs when I
Oh
was
my
in high
god!
school. By the time when Blue Stars came out, it was like get your $5 CD. Like
Not
my
a $5.
homeboy, my homeboy Romero, he used to make all the mix CDs. And then in college, I got LimeWire. I messed up my laptop.
I was about to say
Now why I
anybody
miss up
remember
everybody left?
LimeWire, LimeWire, Napster.
Yeah, I had found this Marvin Gaye collection on LimeWire, and it was the bomb. It was literally like 40 tracks of
Oh
just
my god!
Marvin Gaye, and then
Nice.
computer was like,
Like what happened? Like why was
it
it?
was
Because I
giving.
remember your computer didn't start running super.
Well, first of all, because we were still in music.
First of all, that's first of all.
First of all, we were
Why
still in
would you
music
put an
then.
illegal app on your device? Like
I mean, I did it
Maybe
boldly
he was trying to get that music.
because I got tired of asking people to make my mix CD. So I
Mm.
was like, if I get the app, then I won't need nobody. And so I just started burning my own CDs. It worked for a really long time before it just kapooted. But
I think I
yeah.
tried to download it or put that app on mom's computer, like
Oh.
the house computer.
oh
And
my god.
I was like, no. And I was like, just kidding. Not gonna download no music. Won't be making no type of mix playlist.
Cause I had
Nothing.
I remember Blue Stars album. Like I didn't buy the CD. I got my homeboy to make me the CD, and it was on a white CD, and it just had in like a black permanent marker, Pretty Ricky Blue Stars. Like, and I had a big old case full
So
of
you
just
probably
like
have no idea what the actual cover looks like.
not at all.
But I
And
do remember
Vanya,
like burning CDs though, because I used to like keep like a stack of blank CDs ready to take somebody's CD and burn it.
hold on, wait a minute. Daddy used to have
Church.
the big case of blank CDs that was to record his sermons, and I used to slide in there. I'd be like, remember, I got my own CD. Like so,
Not you stealing from the church.
I stole from Daddy. I didn't steal from the church. It's a difference. It's the difference. But he had a pack of blank. I be like, Daddy, I think you low on your blank CDs.
Yeah, you need to go to Walmart, doc.
Yeah, because he would record church on there, and I would get in there, I'd grab about 5 at a
How
time.
many?
Okay, Chris,
About
I'm
5. Yeah, I grab
oh
about
my
5 at a time.
God.
Yep. So it got to a point where I would tell Romero when it was time to like burn the CDs, I'd be like, I got my own CD. And you just
Like I
throw them
never
up.
knew this.
You know, you never knew what?
I used to be serious about burning CDs now.
That I
I
took the
never knew
blank.
you were ripping off CDs.
It's not ripping off. It was at the house.
Were they yours? It's
But
a
I used to
rip
work
off.
on. I used to work on the, no. I used to work on the media ministry at church. So it was like a little payment, a little stipend. I used to be the sound man.
I'm out of that.
In the drummer.
So anyway, anywho, which blog did we do for this week? Is it my blog we're chatting about? Yes.
Yes. We
So
are
this
at
week,
you.
this week is the Brittany blog, and I like it. It was something that I've actually written a little while ago, but yeah, I think it's got some good dialogue. Vanya, have you read the blog yet? Because you know how you do.
So let me. I'm gonna.
No, you ain't read it.
Didn't receive a blog. I didn't receive it.
You didn't receive it.
That's on me. That's on me.
No, I did not get the blog. So I'm finna go in with everybody else.
Oh, well, I did submit it late.
Yes, you did.
Well, see, that's problem number one. That's problem number one.
I'm a procrastinator. I need that spirit lifted up off of me. So if y'all could pray my deliverance, that would be great. So yeah. I think so anyway, let's get into the blog. Because I think it's really
that turtle was so good.
Well, it was good to me. What turtle? Are you snacking?
Yeah, I just ate turtles.
How many came in the box? Was it 6?
5.
Y'all, Chris went to Walgreens and purchased a box of turtles and got up to the register and said, "Do you know how many turtles in there?"
Because the small pack, the small personals pack, they didn't have it, and normally it's like 3 in there. And this is what I saw. And so Brittany was like, "Yo,
you got the Valentine box."
Yes, buy yourself turtles. This is what they be talking about on Valentine's Day when they be like, what they be saying? Somebody do it every day of the year. So this is me.
It's Valentine's Day every day.
Every day for me. So I got the box, and I was shaking it. And when I picked it up, I was like, "It don't sound like it's gonna be, the same amount to the pack. Like, sound like about 4 in here." But it ended up being 5, so God is.
All right.
So, Chris, let's get into the blog,
let's get into the blog, and I'm gonna read it to y'all. I'm gonna give y'all some animations for y'all. So let me get y'all some music so we can just like go into the land. I don't know what kind of land. Not the land, but the land.
Not the land.
You talking about that land? You ain't talking about that land.
Not that land, but
that land. Okay.
Because if you are talking about that land, I'm logging off.
They were like, "Don't you wanna go?" I was like, "Not today, yeah, not today."
Let me touch. I got my music going, so let's go to the land of real. Okay. Okay, but this week's blog is called "I Don't Need That." So it starts. Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been sick for a very long time. So he asked him, "Do you want to be well?" The sick man answered, "Sir, there is no one to help me get into the water when it starts moving. I try to be the first one into the water, but when I try, someone else always goes in before I can." Then Jesus said, "Stand up. Pick up your mat and walk." And that's from John. That's from John chapter 5, verse 6 through 8. In the
What did
above,
Jesus say?
just stand up. Okay, okay. Come on, y'all. Let me finish reading the land, the real land. Okay, so in the above referenced scripture, this man had been waiting to get into the pool for his healing. Jesus is like, hey, do you want to be better? He's like, I can't get in the water because no one will help me, yada yada. Jesus is like, get up and walk. Maybe you have read this Bible story before, maybe not. But it's the premise to what I need to tell you. I have always read this story and thought about how this man offered excuses rather than a straight answer to Jesus' question. The other day, though, something hit me. You don't need that in order to be well. That's right. You don't need that in order to be well. Much like the man waiting to get help into the pool for his healing, I too have sat waiting on certain things in order to feel like I'm good. For so long, I thought I needed validation not from strangers, but from the ones I love most in order to legitimize the work that I do or the passion that I have. I thought I needed to be married in order to help someone on their single journey. I thought I needed over 100K followers on Instagram in order to be influential. I thought I needed an apology to heal from heartbreaks. You know, that one last conversation from closure or foreclosure that never really happens, you know? I thought I needed control over everything in order to feel safe. But God being God, He doesn't have to use the thing that we have clung to so strongly in order to heal, bless, validate, or affirm us. He told that man to get up and walk. Like, sir, you don't even need that water. So then I began to question, how much time did this man waste waiting for what he didn't need in order to have what he wanted? More importantly, how much time have I wasted waiting for what I have never needed in order to have what I've always wanted? The idea of wasted time is my single biggest fear. I mean, shoot, you can't buy time. You can't exchange it or return it. It's time. And right while I was about to freak out about all the time I may have wasted waiting on a certain end goal, God whispered, I heal in my timing. I deliver in my timing. I break through in my timing. I perform in my timing. You see, that man at the pool hadn't missed a moment. The miracle came at the right time. If he had tried to stand and walk before time, it wouldn't have worked out. And it's the same with you and me. We haven't missed a thing. We haven't missed the chance to love and be loved. We haven't missed the opportunity to start or expand a business. Time has not passed us by to begin a family. Seriously, here's a middle finger to the ticking biological time clock that is starting to sound more like a bomb. Time has not held up anything that God wants us to have. The man told Jesus that even when he tried, someone would get in the pool before him. I mean, can we all relate? When I try to be mature, somebody comes for me. When I try to be gentle, I'm met with aggression. When I try to be humble, I'm slapped with arrogance. When I try to save money, I'm attacked with unexpected bills or gas that's $87.99 a gallon. Lord, send a revival.
Send the revival.
Pause. Breathe. Pause. Okay, let's continue. I am so glad that our trying has been noted by God, and His command for us to get up and walk is revoking another failed attempt by us at attaining our heart's desire. In the meantime, I pray that we can all surrender our picture of how we will gain the ending that we so deeply crave. I pray that we won't regret what we feel is time wasted. I pray that we will find complete healing and restoration from the brokenness of failed attempts. I pray that when God tells us to move into our blessed season, that we won't question if it's real or not, but we will get up without question and enjoy our desired future that has finally made it to the present tense. With all my love, be real.
Very well.
Toba.
Yeah. That just really
Lord.
zenned me out to hear it read.
That was loaded.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some water. Let me mute my mic so I can cough, guys. Excuse me.
Like she read.
That's a cough. That water
Here.
ain't gonna do nothing for me here.
Mario, put that down.
So I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't even want to start. What is
Just
something
go. Just go.
I think so when I was writing that, I really that's something that I wanted. That was one of those ones that it was like you can't just write this and forget it. Like you have to tuck this in a safe spot and pull it out when you need it. Like this is one of those things that I've written that I have to keep in my back pocket because I think that we kind of touched on it a little bit last week, just talking about am I enough and what's needed in order to be enough. But it's just like, what is that thing that sometimes you think you need? And I know for me, a big old thing is feeling like I've needed affirmation in order to be me. You know, I've needed someone else to affirm what I already know is true about myself in order, does that make sense? In order
Yeah.
for it to be a thing. Like that man in the Bible, like he sat there by the pool and he couldn't get in the pool. But it's like when he got his healing, it turned out he didn't even need the pool. So it was like, while the pool in the story is not a bad thing. Like the pool is a really good thing. The pool brought forth healing. But
Mhm.
sometimes the thing that you think you need in order to have your healing, or not even a healing, just to have something, to have your destiny, to have your goal achieved, you think you need this. Like, I have to do this in order to have this. And when I was reading that scripture, it was like, but what if I don't need it? Like,
Mm.
what if I like, I've seen some people like millionaires, but they didn't finish college. So it's like you have someone that's like, if I don't finish, I ain't gonna be nothing in life. And I'm not saying don't finish school, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that sometimes we think that without this particular thing, we can't attain what it is that we desire out of life.
I
And
get it.
it was just like he didn't need the pool. And I was like, so what has been my pool? And one of the pools for me, honestly, has been like affirmation. Like, it's my love language. I like, affirm me, tell me you love me every day. Tell me I'm cute, I'm pretty, even if I look a hot mess. Like, it's my love language. So it's like it can be your love language and it can be a thing in certain settings of your life, but needing to be affirmed before you realize who you are, or needing to be affirmed before you step fully into what it is that God has put in your path. Like, it just debunked this idea of I need this in order to have this.
Right.
And so
Mhm.
it was just like it totally destroyed a lot of stuff. Like, even um you might, be in a relationship, and so sometimes you think, um I know I used to have this really bad, like, I want to talk this through with, like, I need to talk this through, I need to bounce this off somebody, so I can
Mhm.
make sure I'm not overreacting, so I can make sure that I'm thinking along the right way, so I can be rebuked if I need to be, or if, you know what I'm saying, all this different stuff. And then it was like, God,
Mhm.
he was like, you don't need a conversation with another human being all the time in order to affirm
Yes.
that your feelings are
He
valid,
didn't lie. He
or
didn't
to
lie.
affirm what he said. Like, a lot of times we want to talk to friends, we want to talk to other people to affirm something that God has said. So it's like, if you have a question about what God has said, why are you going to other humans? And so it
Exactly.
was just like so many different areas of my life was just like really attacked when I got that revelation, because it was like he didn't need the pool. Like, yeah, you need conversations, you need community, but when it's to a point where you're relying solely on that, then you're
Mhm.
negating the other methods that God may be wanting to use to get you to where you need to be. And I am still like, even today, like, it's still I feel like this blog post is just like really alive and walking because I feel like it's still so much that I can pull from it because it just really debunked so many of my um so much of my adult life, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know for me, I've always felt like I've needed the support of people or certain people, and I think these two basically they kind of go together, like the supporting of certain people. Like I felt like I needed certain people. Like I know the last season of my life, maybe, yeah, I felt like I needed certain people, but then it came to a point where I was like, no, I feel like I need to walk away from these people, and it was like, oh my god,
What you
I
gonna do without them?
yes, like I really feel like what I need is with these people. Like God, I thought this was like the path, the plan, or a part of the plan, to get to where I need to be. And what you've shown me, and it was like, no, no, we're not
Get
gonna
up.
do it
What you
that
say
way.
Jesus told him? Get up.
Stand up,
Stand
stand up.
up. Yeah.
Like no, that's not it. And so like walking away from these people, it was like, oh my gosh. But I've noticed like I'm not where I want to be, like at the end goal, but I've made so much progress that came with ease versus had I still been with these people, it would have been stressful and draining. And it's just like, God, he's just like, no, I got a better way for you, an easier way for you than like dealing with like just being drained.
The
And
man didn't
so
even have to climb into the pool.
he didn't even have to climb into the pool. Like it's just like he has an easier way, and we just have to trust him when he says like, no, we're not going this way.
Because sometimes we don't think like he has the easier way, the easiest way, and we don't feel like it's the easiest way. Like it's like when they say take the first step and then the staircase will appear, but you're like, I don't see the staircase, so why would I take that first step? You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
like
I think it's like trusting, like that. It just goes into trusting, like, and we have a lot of people have trust issues, so you don't trust taking that step into his easiest way, if that makes sense.
mhm,
And his way is only hard because we want to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's something that I ain't even gonna say that I didn't got that together because we want to know, like you want to know where your next check is coming from. Like you want to
yes.
know when you are out of a job and somebody keep telling you it's gonna be okay, he gonna provide. You like, cool.
How?
But when am I gonna get? You know what I'm saying? So it's just human
Right.
nature. Like you want to know what's next. When you're in a relationship, you want to know, okay, what's our plan? What's coming next? You don't want to get ghosted in the middle of something and they tell me something, oh, I got a lot going on. You don't want to hear that. You and God is like, shh, chill. Like, no, I want to turn up because I need to know the next steps. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
that requires trust. That requires trust. And it's
Mhm.
like, what is it? Is it a to whom much is given, much is required, right?
yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's like we got this big, vision and end goal. Like that's pretty big, right? But then much is required of us. And I feel like sometimes much is just as simple as trusting. And people say
Mhm.
can throw out, oh, just trust God, it's gonna be all right. But trusting, if you really trusting in God, that's not as easy as it sounds. Like,
It's a
okay,
whole walk. It's a whole task because if
yes.
you like trusting, like sometimes it's like you feel like God has gotten quiet. And I know
Hmm.
people say if he's gotten quiet, then you're not listening. But sometimes you do be listening. And it's just like you, you just gotta wait and listen. So even in that, it's like you gotta trust, okay, I'm trusting that God is going to speak to me on this. Like, it's a whole
Well,
task.
you gotta trust the timing when he say be still. Like
Hmm.
people
And
say,
that's the problem. When
you
he's wanting us
guys.
to be still, we're like we still running around like bees, trying to, make some old honey, but he's told us to
Yeah.
be still.
You have to trust him to be still. And what I have learned over different
The
seasons,
laugh.
because over different seasons, it's like I got okay with the being still because I ain't want to do nothing. Because if I do something, I might mess up. If I do
Right.
something, I might. If I do something, I might get embarrassed. If I do something, I might lose a friend. If I do something, I might fail if I do something. So
Hmm.
I got to a point where if God told me be still, I was honestly like, cool.
It's your comfort zone.
Being still is my comfort zone. So when he then said stand up, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and do what? And go
Right.
where?
You
And
want to?
say
You
what?
sure?
Yeah. And so it's like trusting him, it literally works both ways. It's not just this thing of trust him to be still, it's even trust him to make a move, trust him to
Yes.
stand up for yourself, trust him to go ahead and send that text, trust him
Oh
to go
yes,
ahead
I was
and
just about to say that. I was literally about to say that. You gotta and like we be like, like the little and the you gotta trust God in the little things, but for real, like the little minute things that you don't even consider to be, you feel like it's so little that God would not speak to you about it. Like, yeah, a text message, yes.
Like I trust
God
God
will
with my
tell you,
outfit.
go ahead and send it. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. What
like
earrings to wear, like legit.
surrendering your life to that level of trust is not easy because
Mm.
it's like I'm grown. I can do what I
Yeah.
want, right? On one hand, but then it's also like, but God, what do you like? So you want me to say that? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
you want me to say
Mm-hmm.
that? And then you think about Moses and how he had to go to Pharaoh and be on some let my
Yes,
people go. What?
Pharaoh.
What do you mean Pharaoh's army? I'm sorry. Drowned in the Red Sea.
John in the Red Sea.
I'm
Okay.
calling for commercial break because
All right. I'll pick up afterwards.
I mean you just ran out with that. Like, come on, man.
Because when Wayne said Pharaoh, it just reminded me of that.
We'll be back after this little
Pharaoh's army.
John in the Red Sea.
we'll be back, guys.
Hey, it's Kristen Real here, the founder of Shameless Grace, where we are unashamed to admit that without God on our side, there is no way we can make it through anything. One thing that is important to us here at Shameless Grace is spending time with God. To encourage our friends to get their time in with God, we send out devotionals every Monday and Wednesday morning. Would you like to receive those devotionals too? No worries. Visit www.shamelessgrace.org and join our mailing list today, and you will be plugged in to receive our morning devotionals. I promise you will not regret this.
We're
Yeah.
back.
So as I was saying before I got into the Pharaoh's army, but sometimes like you have to trust God to speak. Like you have to trust him to be silent. You have to trust him to speak. And in the case of the story in the blog, like you gotta trust him to get up. You gotta trust him to lay
Mm.
aside your excuses, you know?
Right.
And it's just because I think I would have been looking at God like, and I don't even this what Chris said is not even in the blog, but it's really like where my heart is right now. It's like I would have been like, you want me to leave the pool?
Mm-hmm. This is
The
what a
pool is
happenings at.
the
Because
pool is where it's going down there. Like this is what I need. I need the pool. Why are you telling me to stand up and just what do you mean? I need the pool. And
mm,
I think I would have had to get out of my head about standing up to leave the pool, you know? Um yeah, like it's hard. What are you saying, Chris?
Mm.
I feel
Mm.
like okay, so we need God, right? Yes, of
Yeah.
course we do. And so a lot of times we like get like you were saying, we get used to, being still and comfort or comfortable in that place. And then we like get used to just having to pray. I'm gonna pray about it, I'm gonna pray. Okay, pray sometimes. And then there comes a point, of course, when God comes with the answer and say, okay, here's the plan. And this is what you need to do. So you have to like say, okay, so
Had a little cough there.
are you okay?
Windpipe.
Windpipe. But yeah, just reiterating what you said, like you gotta like know, like once God give you instructions,
Yeah.
it's time to get to moving, and you gotta trust like that God is not leading you astray, or He's not leading you down a crazy path that's not meant for you. That's gonna lead you to disaster.
Yeah. And
I
as soon go. No, no, no. Go.
like that. So I just like Brendan, you were saying, you have to trust. You would have had problems with just, the whole factor of, get up and leave the pool. Like, what do you mean? And so I just thought about, transparent moment. So, when I'm divorced, of course. So, you were saying, you just have to trust to stand up and leave. And, a lot of people, when you divorce somebody, it's like, oh, you just gave up. Oh, you didn't try, but you don't really know what God has told a person to do. So I remember like I felt, when it was time for me to just go ahead and leave, I felt like, I was like, oh my God, this is, what is he gonna do? And if I leave, how is he gonna blah 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 and da 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 da. And literally, like God spoke to me the verse when was it who was it he was like, how long will you mourn for Saul or whatever. And so
Yeah.
at that point, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, this is really God talking to me. And if you tell somebody God told me I need to go ahead and leave, they is not finna hear that. Okay, they're gonna be like, you lying, God didn't tell you to leave your marriage. But legit, I was so worried about leaving, and not just for myself, but even for him, because I was just like, it's just kind of been, but God was like, he was, how long will you mourn? How long will you mourn over this? I told you what to do. You gotta go. And people will, when you stand up for yourself, when you stand up to leave and do, trust in the word that God has given you, everybody's not gonna agree with it. Everybody's not gonna like it. Everybody's gonna, some people will be like, she lying, but that's when you have to know and trust what God has spoken to you and what God has said to you. Because if you don't do it, imagine, if he didn't get up and lead the pool. Like, so if you don't do what God has told you to do, where does that leave you?
Yeah.
Still
What's
crippled.
on the other side of you disobeying God? So I knew if I was disobedient to what God was telling me to do and how to do it, what would have been on the other side of me being disobedient? Who knows?
Yeah.
What's funny, and I just want to, just because I guess I don't know if today is more serious of an episode, but um whenever we talk about God said and stuff like that, I just like to like, nah, let me like, there is a word to support what was just said. And like you said that
Mm-hmm.
when you stand up, that's not going to be to everyone's approval. Like somebody will have a problem. So the same story that we're talking about right now with this man getting his healing, like not going to the pool, but getting like Jesus saying, stand up, go, like pick up your bed, walk. Like literally, it says later on, verse 10, that this happened on the Sabbath. So you weren't supposed to be doing nothing on the Sabbath. And so the Jews got to questioning him and asking him, like, what is going on? What are you doing? Who permitted you to pick up your
Mm-hmm.
bed? This is
Right.
unlawful. So you will sometimes, like, just because you face criticism after doing what God has said to do, it doesn't mean that you've done the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, I would dare say it's probably an
Word.
indicator that you've done
Mm-hmm.
the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, wow, I'm gonna
I mean,
really zone
Brenda,
out.
I honestly, I feel if I were not obedient or if I had not done done things how God told me to do it, when especially
When?
when he told me to do it, I may be dead. I may have been dead. Like, and I think about that, sometimes if you are not obedient to what, yes, I had complete opposition. Yes, people talked about me. But I'd rather be alive and you talking about me than, I'm dead and you fake crying over me.
It makes sense.
That's a good way to leave it there,
That's how
buddy.
I feel
That's a good way to seal that one up. But but like it's just like so many times like we think we need something. And I think I if I could, um I want to just like, especially with friendships. I just really want to say this because friendships are so I love community and friendships. Now in order to be my friend, you gotta understand what kind of friend I am. I am not the we gonna talk on the phone every single day friend. Um I am the you should probably text me instead of randomly FaceTime me friend. Um like like you just gotta I'm a vibe when I'm a vibe, but if I'm not a vibe, I'm not a vibe. And if I know I'm not a vibe, I'm not gonna give you not a vibe, okay? But I think that like I love friendships. Um as long as they're good, they're solid, right? But so many times like I just want to really just right here on how sometimes we really be thinking that our friendships or getting validation from friends is what's needed before you can make a move about your life. And that is just something that rings out to me like thinking you need this in order for that. Sometimes like if like you're thinking in order for like was I watching a movie? No. Oh, I was watching Sweet Life. Sweet Life,
Mm.
Issa Rae's show on HBO Max, the reality show. And so I won't tell the story, but anyway, the girl got kind of stuck between her friend and her boyfriend. And I'll give my opinion. I just think the friend was wrong. I believe that the friend was wrong. Y'all, if y'all watch it, I won't tell y'all what happened, but I just say that I think the friend was wrong. And so she was so scared to tell her friend what was right. You know what I'm saying? She was so scared of this friend because she feels like she needs the friend in order for any other
Mm.
part of her life
Mm-hmm.
be, I guess close to what it is she knows to be true or what she wants it to be. And I was just watching it and I was just like so many times in friendships, we really be like, you know what? I will literally cut off somebody who was potentially the best thing that ever happened to me, someone God sent, because my friend feels away, or because my friend is questioning this, or because my friend is calling this a red flag, and my friend is saying that this isn't. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I know what I'm trying to say. Like sometimes we really rest our hat on the opinions of our friends, and it's like you thinking that you need their approval for something to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
that's not the case. If you're in a
Or to be
friendship
valid.
to be valid, like, and I just feel like, and I had to check myself, like, Brittany, if you think that you need this person to approve of this person, then where do I come in? That was God. Like that's how
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to me. Like if you feel you need this friend to approve of what you got going on with this friend, where do I come in at? And like sometimes we'll really like the I don't need that, the pool, whatever the pool is in your world, it's like we're not recognizing that the pool can be an idol, whether that's the opinion of others or
Mm-hmm.
and most times it's the opinion of people closest to you that you idolize, that you lift up higher than God's word. And so it's
Yeah.
like you have to get to a point where that thing, I don't where you can look at it and say, no, I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that. And it doesn't mean I gotta throw everybody away But it
Mhm.
means if I feel like I need that more than I need him being God, then you know what I'm saying? We're kind of in a bit of a sticky situation, and you're going to end up just sitting there, not standing up, like God has said. And I really hope that makes sense what I'm saying. But for when I was reading
Mhm.
that, like, and I remember when I was writing the blog, it just friendships was heavy in my heart as I was writing that because it was just like sometimes we really put a lot of weight, put a lot of weight on what the friend is saying, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in particular situations, I guess. So that was just like one thing that was like really heavy. What's been a pool for y'all? I feel like I kind of already asked this, but just like, do you still have a pool, or have you walked away from your pool? Like, what has it been?
Oh God.
Both of us like,
Can we do a lip gloss break? My lips are a little dry.
yes.
Okay.
What y'all using? I'm gonna ignore
Yes,
her.
Brittany. Yes.
Hallelujah. My lips are blessed. I use bless oil on my lips, y'all.
Yes, for the blessed oil.
Because my lips shall be blessed.
Oh,
But the only reason I'm using because I can't find my lip gloss.
Okay.
So I gotta get some more. So in the meantime, we using
Do
bliss
you
oil.
have just like one tube? Oh
Huh?
my God. Do you just have like one tube?
I mean, I had like two, but I can't find any of them. They're probably in some pants or something. I don't know. I mean,
okay.
in my dirty clothes hamper.
You're so aggy. You're so aggy.
So yeah.
Hey, Vaughn, were you gonna say anything?
No, you go ahead.
I think, of course, I feel like I did just answer this, but I think the ultimate word for me is comfortability. Did I say that right? I feel like my pool was like comfortability, like just being in a safe spot.
Mhm.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, just like being in a safe spot, but I had to like I feel like I was like being comfortable caused me to be in a cycle
Mhm.
that I needed to break out in order to progress, to like move forward in the timeline for my life, like to get to my goal. Um, yeah, I feel like this was like being comfortable, just like staying there at that pool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
One of the things that I said in the blog, and I just went back and looked at it. We'll think we need. We'll think we need closure from people in order to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Vanya.
What just happened?
Yeah, we'll think we need closure from people. We'll think we need closure from relationships. We'll just think we
Mhm.
need this one
You
last
know what?
phone call.
I don't like closure. Leave me alone and never speak to me again.
And there's nothing else to talk about. You
Like
successfully pissed me off, so it's over.
don't come back. Like once we're done, we're done. We ain't got to close nothing. Just
I
I
have.
know why. I like just
Woo!
Okay. Yeah, I have a homegirl who is addicted to getting closure. And I be like, baby,
oh no. Like
when you get that
leave me alone. Never ever speak to me again. Lose my number.
I mean,
Don't
once
text me. Don't call me. Don't email me. Don't wave if you see me in public.
I
Act like
feel
this
like
never
once
happened.
once whatever has been
Never
done,
for me.
it's been done. Especially if I was the cause of something, like I don't want to talk to you no more. Like
Yeah.
if I was the cause, and then even if somebody else was the cause of something, like I don't want to talk about it. So yeah,
What
closure.
you mean the
No.
cause? Like if you ended it or if you did something to end it?
Yeah, either or. Just things that like, but it can be anything. Like, say if it's a relationship, oh, I sabotaged the relationship by steady being insecure, like pouring my insecurities on this person, like and it led to a big argument or something. Like, I was the cause of that. Like, if we end because of that, I don't want to talk to you no more. Like, I messed up. Like, don't point out my mess ups. Like, I know I made a mistake, so let's not bring that up anymore. And it can be anything. Like with a friend, like if it's an
Listen,
argument, I said what I said, and if it came across my lips, I meant it, and I'm not taking it back. So there's nothing else to talk
Like,
Chris
I
said she's not
just,
doing no exit interviews.
for. What?
yeah, you know how like people
It's
want to come
done.
back, like get their apology on. No, I don't want to hear it because you could have apologized when this mess was going on. You knew what you was doing. I just,
Because it's like, I had this friend. This is back in, like, I didn't even want to say the year because I don't, and da 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 da. But I had a friend, and me and this girl had been like, we had got really, really close, y'all. And so when certain things happen in my life, I literally, like, I'm done talking to everybody. And she did something that really pissed me off, and I was like, okay, so let's not be friends anymore. But I didn't tell her that. I just, like, ghosted. Like, you make me mad, and if I feel like I don't need your friendship, you will never hear from me again. But I said, okay. I said I had a new mindset. I said I took me a good month, little sabbatical to get my mind together. Came back. I like, I'm gonna hit this person up. We can move past that and be friends. And it's like we talked on the phone and we maybe text maybe one, maybe two times after that, and it was just like, that's pointless. Like, the vibe is messed up now.
Not the same.
It's gone.
It's not the same. I
Like,
used to like,
over.
I like breaking up with people. No, like I remember like in 9th grade, this
Ninth grade?
I literally calling, I in calls. No, Chris, this like went on through life. Like I just like I don't want to know more, so just don't. I'm done talking. Like I don't have anything else to say. Like it's over.
Somebody probably looking at this. Somebody probably listening or looking at this probably like, y'all are toxic. No, I think you're toxic for steady bringing that up. Like, who really want to keep rehearsing things? Like, it's done. It's done.
Like, no, and even
oh my God, I don't even know if I have a story.
No, the last big time that I just stopped talking to somebody, like, hey, dude was like blowing me up at like 3 or 4 in the morning trying to argue, and I was just like, we have nothing to just
step over to the private chat and drop a name for me.
Trying to argue.
Who?
Girl, bye.
I didn't want to argue because I knew at that point I was done. I didn't want to talk no more. I was done. Like, I was done. Like,
so let me ask you something completely random, completely off topic, but kind of is on topic. You say you were done. I'm done. What is y'all's I'm done point? For me, it's always so small. Like, you said a nigga chewing? Like,
so let me tell you, it was this show. And it was like, and it might be, which he was like already on my nerve. And it was a conversation that we had, and the conversation, he just sounded like not like himself. And like, I could just like, my whole body vibe was just like, this it. I just feel like I don't want to do this no more. And then maybe a little bit later, see said person somewhere, and he's like acting like a complete fan of someone who he sees all the time. And it was just like, you see this man, you see this all the time.
Now
And
he
I mean,
fanboy.
yeah, and then not to mention, I was just like, I was just over it. Like, it just be,
It just
you
be
already having a feeling when you're done, but like I had the whole vibe of, and then not to, somebody else started kind of hitting at you, and you see they better than that, and you be like,
I feel like just seeing somebody scratch for relevance is such a turn off. Like,
mm-hmm.
what are
yeah.
you doing?
No, seriously.
Scratch for relevance,
Like
scratching
you
like
fanning
PR.
out, like stop. Like, I mean, like fanning out to the point, like I know you're fanning out because you want to look a certain way to a certain group of people, and like not being yourself, like, damn,
I do not like a busy guy. Yeah.
No.
You have to be laid back.
Somebody that's
Chill.
like acting like they're a real boss, but not
Not a boss.
Ain't got nothing to boss.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering. That was just like a quick question, a little segue, like boom. Because you was like, I was dying, so I just want to know. But like, sometimes we just well, not we, because I don't. I'm not a closure kind of girl, because I be like, nah, I still feel the same way I felt 10 years ago. Like I still feel the same way. Brittany, life was too short to hold a grudge. Life was short when you was doing what you did. I still don't like you. And that's something maybe if I need prayer, if y'all listening and like Brittany, that you don't need to be like that, then y'all pray for me. But the way I feel, I mean, ain't nothing really changed. Like, I ain't gonna hate you, but I ain't gonna mess with you. Like,
yeah, exactly. Just leave me be. Like, that's all. Just leave me alone.
And so
that's all
people, I just really do know like a few people who really like, I need this closure, and I'm just like, for what? Like it's done.
Close
And
back to
maybe
STD.
it's not, closure is not always sex. Or
I'm
is
not
it?
saying that it's always, but you go back, you run the risk.
you run the risk.
you run the risk. Okay.
Like it's probably gonna happen one more time. Y'all know something about plies one more time. I ain't gonna sing it. I ain't gonna sing it because it's real out of pocket.
Like, no, you are definitely toying with you playing with the fire. I'm like Brown now. You kids, you come up pregnant.
I had this one guy. We had went back and forth for way too long, and finally,
now I want to hear flies.
He texted me, and he was like, "Wow, you hate me that much?" And I remember at that time you couldn't block on your cell phone. And I remember he texted me. He said, "Wow," and I hate that "wow" thing.
Wow.
Like, I mean, don't be so surprised. I did it. I said it. But if he said, "Wow, you hate me that much," and I remember closing up that text, and I picked up my cell phone. Where's my phone? I picked up
my cell phone.
Up my phone, and I called AT&T. That's who I was with at the time. And I called AT&T, and I asked them for a new number. I didn't ask them to block him. But I said, get me a new number. Created me a new number. Oh God. And I got created me a new phone number.
And renewed within me
a new contact list.
A new line.
What'd you say, Chris?
I told you to go ahead. I was going to say something.
Oh, well, I remember like I was done then, because it was like this whole, like, sometimes people really think they have to come to this final, let's go ahead and we're gonna meet up at Starbucks and we're gonna really talk about how things went wrong, like, and what I could have done better. Like, no.
Storyline.
If I'm doing and we have a conversation, chances are I'm gonna black out and I'm gonna fight. Like,
I'm gonna tell you 10 years later the same thing I was telling you 10 years prior. Like you
Yeah,
were garbage.
no.
And I even and
That's the
because
problem. People going back and forth and trying to close out. You
I
close
just
out and you come up dead. Like,
yeah,
I just feel like with closure, it's like at the point you saying things like, "Oh, I need closure," like y'all have ended, right? But I feel like that person has already shown who they really are.
you want to text
yeah,
what you
You
want.
want
definitely.
You
this
want to text.
closure is only gonna open it back up to like,
Exactly.
no,
And
we're
not
not
only that,
friends. We're not
it's
cool.
peeling off. It's like peeling a scab, like, because you bet I ain't seen this person in a minute. And so let's go meet up or whatever. You just peeling the scab off and starting the whole process over again, crying and boohooing when you could have still been in your healing process. Sorry,
Could have been
guys.
where your
In a
healing
healing
process.
process.
Yeah. But it really is a real thing. Like, and that's just one of the things, like sometimes that's just one of the things I encounter a lot in conversation with people. It's like, I'm looking for closure. Like, I just really feel like we need to just really, if he'll tell me, why this happened or
God's not
why
gonna tell you all that.
why he picked her and why he don't know. He just didn't want you. Like
You gonna do nothing but
sometimes
leave and feel worse.
sometimes
I'm
like
sorry.
you just have to like and I don't say this because I'm just like this tough rah because I got feelings too. You know what I'm saying? But I've had tough conversations with myself like Brittany, he just ain't want you, sis. He just didn't want you. He
Period.
just didn't want you. He chose what he wanted. Now let him be happy with what he chose, and you gonna be happy with something else when it comes. And so it's just like that is the closure. And so I think that
That's it.
sometimes, like some people, like when I see people who's like their pool is needing closure, I really be like, get up. But
You
my
don't
get
need
up
it.
don't
Stand
don't
up.
sound like, yeah, it don't sound like Jesus to stand up. But I would like get out of that because the closure that you think you want is not coming. And even
Yeah.
if you get a conversation literally a decade later, it is not going to do anything to fix anything. It's not gonna make you feel better. It's not gonna make you like ain't no amount of I wish I would have done things different gonna change nothing. Cause at this point, the time to pass, things have happened, and we just, it's just
You don't need
not.
two
It's not.
freaking paths.
It's yo. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I did inventory. I took a list the other, maybe was it a month or so ago, and I literally was just kind of looking at my know what to call it. Uh, just kind of look at some old people from my life. Some old people from my life, and I just looked and I was like, you know what? This is his dream. He is living the dream that he wanted. You know, this person is living the dream that he wanted. This person living the dream that he wanted. Ain't that many hisses, but I'm just, just iterating and reiterating. But like really like I'm just looking at like the people that was like, that I was like at one point in time like close. And it's like you look at where they are now in life and it's like they are living their dream. And then you look at it
Take
and
the
it
cap.
says,
Get the
like,
cap.
you know what? That wasn't my dream.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I would have stayed where I was, then I would be living their dream as well. But it's just like that is like I've always wanted so much more. And so it's not like always looking back like, ew, like, oh my God, that's or but it's just like looking back and saying, okay, like God knew what he was doing when he told me to stand up, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Exactly like the people that I was talking
Mm-hmm.
about that I said like was a part of my pool. Like I walked away from them and looking at them today, I'm like, that's definitely not what I want. That's not the what I've seen. So it's just like,
Yeah, and it's like
how do
it's
I
not
get away
like it's
from them?
good for them, but it's
Yeah,
like when you just look like they're happy and that's good. But like
exactly.
that wouldn't have been happiness for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like
Mm-hmm.
you really get to see that like when God says stand up, when you can't get into the pool because every time you try to get into the pool, somebody get in there before you, that person needed to get to the pool before you because you end up not even needing the pool.
There wasn't
Like,
even
you
a
know what I'm saying? I
pool.
remember so many times just feeling like dang, everybody getting chose, everybody this, like everybody, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But it's just like, okay. So in that moment, it was like feeling like, dang, everybody winning except me. Like
Mhm.
everybody getting into the pool before me. When I get ready to get into the pool, I get, knocked out the pool, or somebody getting there before me. So it just seemed like I ain't gonna never win. And so it's just like, because the pool ain't even for me.
Yeah.
Pool ain't even for me. I don't need that. You know? That's and it's coming to terms with, the how, you know, the how God is going to do it. It's coming to
Mm-hmm.
terms with the how. And coming to terms with the how is coming to terms with the fact that you don't necessarily get to dictate the how. Because I would have
Mm-hmm.
kept waiting for the pool. I would have kept waiting for my turn in the pool, when God
Lord
is just
God.
like, I don't need that pool for you to have what I want you to have. I want you to stand up, and I want you to just walk.
Mhm.
And then you see that it comes with ease. And then like the
Mhm.
people got mad at him, and they're like, why are you walking? And it's like the rules are being broken for you, or being broken for me. And it's like, why is she getting this healing on the Sabbath? Like, why is this happening for her? Why is this? And it looks instantaneous to some people, but it's like, I waited at this pool until
Yeah.
Jesus himself told me to stand up. And so you just gotta, and that's nothing against the people who got into the pool.
Right.
But it's just like everybody's path is
It's a
different,
part of that
and
how. It's just a part of that
it's a part
how.
of the how. It's a part of the how. And I think that I would have jumped into the pool a long time ago. But I do remember a point where it's like, yeah, that ain't really the route I want you to take. We're gonna do this over here. And so then you stand up and you start walking. And it is offensive to some people who feel like you should still be waiting at the pool, you know?
Mm.
But I don't need that.
Yep.
Mhm.
I don't need that. I don't need validation. I don't need approval.
Mm-hmm.
Um I don't need a business degree to have a business. Why? Because I have a business. Am I in school? Yes. But do I already have the business? Yeah. So it's just like, I don't need that to have what God said I can have, And so we just have to train our minds, I guess, or we just really got to trust God and trust the direction that He wants to take us in, and trust, like, His how. Because we know what, but we don't be knowing how, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's my take,
That's
y'all.
good. That's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
that's what I think.
That's a word. That's a word.
So what?
I
That's a
mean,
word.
that thing is good, and I just want to like point out like the point at the end of the blog where Brittany says she goes back to talking about the man where it says, you see, that man at the pool hadn't missed a moment. The miracle
Yeah,
came at the right time. So like even if you
Mm-hmm.
feel like you wasted time, you've been in a spot for a long time just thinking you needed this person, you needed this thing, you needed whatever, and you just now at a point realizing I don't need it. It's time for me to move on. Don't feel bad because is that means this is your time now to get up and go forth.
yeah. And God is a redeemer of time.
He is.
He is time. He's like in our past, present, and future all at the same time. So it's just like, it's nothing for him, to speed us up, slow us down. Sometimes you
Exactly.
feel like it's it's just a trusting game, or not a game, but it's just to, like, really, like, no, we gotta trust him. And so I think for us, or for myself, and I guess just for everybody who watches and listens, my hope is that we'll get to a point where it's like, I trust God. I
Yeah.
trust him with the pool. I trust him if I don't need the pool. Like, I trust that he'll let me in the pool when it's time, or I trust him if he even tells me walk away from the pool, you
Yeah.
know? So that's just coming into this place of just like, all right, I'm gonna be straight anyway.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. I'm gonna be straight anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need that, but I'm gonna always be straight. And so I think that's the biggest takeaway for me.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good there.
That's
Yeah.
good. Are there
That's
any
really
final
good.
thoughts? Y'all got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I think we've
I
said.
think
I feel like we've said it all. I mean,
Okay.
I just want to say, okay, Vanya with the hair and the
Okay,
color.
why you with the hair and the color? Who is
thank
your stylist?
you, thank you.
Who is your stylist?
Me. Me.
Okay. So anyway,
I did it.
girl, I ain't did it. All right. So anywho, guys. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for, just rocking with your girls. We look forward to next week. I believe it's Kristen's blog that we'll be going over next week. And so I'm sure that'll be equally impactful. And
Juicy.
so yes, God, we thank you so much now for this episode. We thank you for those who will listen, God. I pray now that you would just bring us all into this place of a sweet surrender, not a fearful surrender, but a sweet surrender to your way, your word, and your process. God, I thank you right now that your way is just better. And so we can trust your way, we can trust your plan. And God, I pray right now, God, that everyone who watches this episode or listens to this episode, that they will find themselves truly depending on you. I pray that they will find themselves trusting in you. I pray, God, that they'll find themselves walking into the place that you have ordained for them, the place that you have prepared for them. God, you are good, you're faithful, you're amazing, and your word is true. So we cling to your word, we hold on to it, and we just declare miracles and blessings over everybody listening. In Jesus' name, we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Real Talk Today with Vanya, Chris, and Be Real. In the meantime, trust that there is grace to mend the broken pieces. And as always, remember, you're loved, chosen, beautiful, and enough.